does get stuck in your head after a while. So the reason I'm showing you guys this is because for graphic designers, there's so much good here. I did watch a documentary on the person. There was a wonderful woman who designed this, and I can't remember her name right now, but there's some original sketches and stuff. I'm gonna go dig in to the historical on it, but I wanted to show it to you because there's so many great things here for those of us as designers. The first is the fact that she uses shapes so interestingly. She mixes it together, and then once you actually go into the ride, it's a super colorful ride, but for some reason I thought this was colorful, and Josh reminded me that actually at night that it does light up. So I thought I would show you some of the shapes here and the way that they're mixing it so that you could just appreciate really how cool this is. All right, I'm gonna flip this over so you guys can see. And we're gonna dig in a little bit. Let's first talk about and by the way, guys, do we think the puppets inside are creepy? Tell me in the chat if you think the puppets are super creepy. I do think this guy's face in the front is super creepy, but take a look at all the shapes that are just making it up. It's just that like half semicircle doorway shape at the top to create the under eye, the triangle at the top, the rosy cheeks made of more circles, and then a half circle. Pretty cool. Okay, these really cool triangles that they have here. I also like that it's a white, silver, and gold theme all together, which is pretty cool. And then the use of numbers in a very fun way right here. So triangles. Notice how the use of color keeps everything together really, really nicely. Like you don't see too much gold in one area, you don't see too much silver in one area, that it's distributed out, but not too equally, because if it were super equal, then our eyes would dismiss it. But nice repetition, like for example, in these little six almost doorknob shapes right here. And then notice like the rounded triangle up, but then a very symmetrical line triangle above it, which is interesting, okay? I am in love with this shape. I don't see very many designers use this pointed shape with a circle very often. You'll see it with a point at the bottom for like a lemon shape, but just one side is a little more asymmetrical, which is cool. And then if you come over here to this side, the use of the tower, like the princess castle top, and then the gold edges at the bottom, but notice they use a rounded edge coming down, which looks really cool. Now the other thing I love about Small World is I love that there are hedges everywhere. And these hedges everywhere make their way into the overall structure of everything that's going on. So for example, you see right in here, those hedges that are set up as triangles. And that overall triangle theme is shown throughout. There goes the railroad, which is really fun. I wrote it for the very first time today, you guys. You'll also see, of course, they use the hedges everywhere else to kind of use like, you know, the squares, the swirls, to show that it's all really structured, which is nice because even though these are really organic, this is all actually really structured in a very interesting way. So once again, the gold on the left-hand side, the stair steps, and then the use of hedges in between, which is pretty darn cool. Now, I'm just looking at the outside. Once you get inside, and I'm gonna do that in a Design Around the World soon, because I went in and I taped the whole thing. I was thinking to myself, and I don't know how my students will feel about this, but at the University of Arts and Design, at the University of Arts and Design, I've been thinking maybe I'm going to have you guys redesign some of the stuff that's inside there. I do think Small World could use a redesign coming up. The puppets are starting to get creepy. They've got a mix of puppets at this point. But what I was really thinking about is the way they're using surface pattern design. So you'll notice they use big spaces and they'll do like a whole bunch of flowers. Or they will do big spaces and they'll have like checkers on one side and then they'll have diamonds on another side. So it's really interesting the way that it all plays together. And I'd be curious to see what you guys think. I'm going to make sure and put that into a Design Around the World video. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for those of you who are live with me. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.